Hi, I'm Stephen Graham. I'm the writer, director, and star of the upcoming film, Sheepdog. So in the summer of 2011, I decided to go on a research and development road trip. And the plan really was to just speak with anyone who was willing to speak with me in the veteran community. The journey began in McAllen. There was a particular veteran there, Staff Sergeant George Rice, who had served in the Army.
It doesn't become about God anymore. It doesn't become about your country. It doesn't become about family. It's very simple. It becomes about the guys you're left and right.
Towards the end of this interview, he turned to me and he took his in memoriam band off his arm, the one that I have worn to this day. And the names that are on this band are Sergeant Cody Legg, Specialist Jonathan Emmerd, and Sergeant Shane Duffy. And he handed this to me and he said, "Don't let me down." And I remember sitting in the car and going, I can drive home right now because I'm probably in over my head, or I can keep going east to where we had all the other meetings with veterans set up. And we know which direction I chose.
And action.
So I think one of the most challenging things when you're the writer and you're the director and you're putting yourself in front of the camera is going between the emotion of playing the character and servicing the character, and then having to swap out to going into the technical aspects of directing when you're discussing lenses and lighting and angles and camera movements and so on.
I was never idealistic, I never watched Saving Private Ryan or Full Metal Jacket and was like, that's me. Like, I gotta do that. I think I just wanted to be one of the good guys, just go over there, protect my brothers.
My mother's father, my grandfather, was a POW of the Second World War. He and my grandmother were on the run for years. They were held captive and then they were able to escape. And so Sheepdog, in some ways, is my thank you to the veteran community.
Traumatic loss is so painful, and the pain leads to anger. The anger leads to grit, and with grit, you can survive just about anything. Calvin, you were willing to give your life for your country. Now maybe you can try living for it.
The Sheepdog is not a post-traumatic stress film. It's a post-traumatic growth film. It's a film that exemplifies hope and strength and honor and commitment to doing the work.
We're here to get the personnel out and bring them back in. This is what we fucking joined for, and fear fucking no one. Good go? Oh.
Can't do anything. It needs to be approved. If it doesn't say approved at the top, see, it's just an application.
You shoot for here. I'm not going back with Taliban.
I don't have a U.S. passport.
Probably the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life, to push out and there's just mobs of people just trying to escape the country.
Stay back!
IEDs was blow up and no one believes it's gonna blow up though.
U.S. troops have withdrawn from Afghanistan, ending America's longest war, with the Taliban we pushed out in 2001 back in control of that country again.
I've concluded that it's time to end America's longest war.
Yesterday was the worst day of my life.
An awful and bloody day in Kabul today.
I am writing literally every single person I know. I'm trying to help a U.S. Marine friend get his interpreter and family out of Afghanistan.
You keep your head up, man. We are going to get you here.
2-3 days they've been looking for me. how am I gonna come out of this?
Daddy didn't talk a lot about the Marine Corps. When he started talking about their experiences, I knew he was strong, I knew he had principles, but that took it to a whole different level.
We just didn't know what the outcome was going to be. Didn't even know where we were going, really. The only thing that hit my mind was Jacksonville.
They didn't know where to train them. So they bought a tract of land about 8 or 9 miles from Camp Lejeune called Montford Point. You gotta remember this, 1941, and Jim Crow still reigned king in the South, and they was gonna train these Marines in the South.
Tuskegee Airmen made it, the Buffalo Soldiers made it, and we can make it too. And then, see, we'd have to get out of these landing barges, and sometimes you wade in the water up to here to get to the island, and they would be just sitting there waiting. Maybe that's the way I felt, that things might be better if I go in to fight, but maybe one day it'll be better. I don't know. I hope so.
Rohna, sunk by German Air Force.
Sworn to secrecy.
Hitler unleashes his secret weapon.
You will be subject to court-martial.
Deadliest sea disaster in the history of U.S. war.
This whole incident is classified secret.
One night we were watching television, and it was a war story, and it was a ship that was going down, and my husband was crying. And I said, "Oh, Fred, it's just a story." He said, "But that happened to me." That's how I found out about the Rohna. He told me the whole story and told me that I could not repeat it.
Never before seen radio-guided missile technology. Leading missile scientists smuggled out of Germany. 1,000 Gold Star families stonewalled.
You can't ever make up for all of these years that the parents just had no idea what became of their boys.
Losing 1,000 people, how could you cover that up? But they did.
What the hell is this?
Uncle Wendell, this is Professor Garrett.
You see? That's the same shit that's gonna drive me to drinking. See, they ain't from no man. And they ain't from no beast neither.
My mother wasn't always a lesbian. In fact, I don't know for sure if she ever really was. Not every family looks the same, and that's okay. Of course, as a kid, you don't know that. Sex and gender identity, it's a complicated and confusing thing to deal with when you're a kid watching your parent going through it. The clues aren't there. But love is a funny thing, isn't it? Sometimes we just can't choose who we love. Sometimes love makes the decision for us. But isn't that how it should be?